So now we're just checking the block for straightness. It should be fine. Didn't overheat too much last year. Okay, so now we're going to be putting in the bearings. It's got it all cleaned, honed. It's ready to go. So we're getting the bottom end, well, the crankshaft in, the whole bottom end today, using ACL bearings for the rods and mains, ARP studs. So yeah, we'll just film the bottom part. And we're going to be using a louver plate. That's what I used on my first engine, so. So I noticed what a pretty overlooked part of a build is thrust washers or thrust bearings. They just keep the crankshaft centered. I've watched quite a few builds on YouTube and people just don't even use them, or like they just reuse the old ones. But like this here was like, well, how much was it? Mine were like $3. How much were these?
I'm not sure.
They're like
something cheap, yeah.
Under $10 for two little things that center your crankshaft. So it's a pretty important thing to not overlook. So yeah, notch there, and then a notch there. So this one goes in just like so. It sits there, and this one goes in like that. There's another way you can do this, is where you put the crankshaft in and then rotate them in. That's actually what I did. I think it's a little bit easier, a little bit, but it's good. Those are in there. That's in there, and you can see the thrust washers are just seated, and then they do spin, but when the main caps go on, they hold them in place. We got ARP studs for everything, because what else would you use? So always use the ARP assembly lube. So for these, you put this on the threads, the bottom of the nuts, on the washers, just to get a proper torqued lube reading. So you get proper torque specs, because if not, it's a dry reading and it doesn't torque actually down all the way. it spins freely, which it does. That's good. Okay, so now we're getting to the torquing of the crankshaft, so the main studs. It's to 80 foot-pounds in 3 equal steps, but we're just going to do 25, 50, 80. So I guess pretty straightforward. You get the all ARP, you just get the sequence. It's pretty basic, so yeah. Okay, we got all the rings all filed. Now it's time to assemble the rods and pistons together. So how I do it is everything facing the front. So that would be going like that. Just like that. It's pretty straightforward. This is the hard part though, getting these in. So we got all the piston rings on. We got piston rod combo fully assembled. Now we just got the bearings right there. I'm gonna throw it on the rods, then throw them in the block. So when you do this, you can't have all the rings lined up. So I know for this one, it doesn't specifically say where it wants each gap, but I know on my Wiseco, was it Wisco or Wiseco pistons, it wanted these 2 rings opposites, and then these spaced out by thirds. So we'll do that now. So okay, so we're back again today. Got too tired filming and putting together the bottom end, so now we only did half. We're doing the second half now, and it should be done. Here's the
He's the doctor. I'm the nurse. Giving the tools for the surgery.
And you should have seen it when we were putting in the squirters. We put the crank in first, so we had to use like magnets, those pliers, fucking everything to get those squirters in. Okay. This is probably the shittiest design ring compressor you can buy.
That's fine. We are ghetto.
Just like that. Bam! Just notched a notch on there. Need to rotate this a bit. Okay. Lube and just put on the undercaps of here so it...
Did you look up last night?
Nope. I was tired as fuck last night. Okay. So that way you get the lube torque, not a dry torque. So there's less friction on the bottom of the bolt, so you actually get a proper torque spec. Okay, so now 40 foot-pounds. Happening. Stressful.
Why?
I don't like torquing things.
You scared?
You're waiting for either the click or the snap. So this part's kind of important. What you got to do is you got to put the pickup. Hold on.
That's what I liked about your car the most.
Got to put the pickup, then the oil. Put the pickup halfway on loosely. Then you got to put the oil pump, then you got to put on this baffle, because if you put the baffle on before the pickup, you won't be able to get this bracket. You won't be able to get this bracket on right there, because there's just not enough room right there to put that bolt on. Okay, so we got the bottom end done about a week ago. Now we're just putting the head on the block. So all forged, all done. So just putting the stock head, pretty much nothing done to it. Aftermarket turbo manifold, but that's about it. Okay, so I do this in 3 equal steps. So its final torque is 90 foot-pounds. So final torque's 90 foot-pounds, so we're gonna go 30, 60, 90. So an ARP just supplies you with this here. So you just follow the torque sequence. What are you doing? Excited? Okay, so it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, that's basic. Okay, so we got the head all torqued down. I think it's stressful, but anyway, so now we're gonna put in the rockers, the guides, and throw the cams in, and then it's done. So yeah.